Good morning. I hope you all are having a great weekend. In this video, I'm going to be going over a recap of how the week went. So, I am using Claude AI. I posted my Webull orders and I just asked it some basic questions. It's like, yes, I could pay for a subscription, but at this point in my journey, I'm not really looking to spend the $30 a month for like a more professional tracking system. So for now, this will work. I think we're really close to being able to pay for some of these services with our profits. So far, what I've invested into this is the initial capital, and I also paid for the Charts Watchers scanner. That was about $20 a month. I made a commitment. I paid for the full year with a 30% discount, and it came out to about $200. But at the time, you know, I had a pretty good few days at that time. So we're looking at the lifetime P&L since I opened the account, and I'm down $241. So I am basically in that the statistical 90% of people lose money in the first year. Realizing this, I lowered my share size down to 1 share. I'm playing around with between 1 and 10 shares right now. But this week we are up $11.86, which is great. So we're showing some improvement, not only in strategy but in discipline. The discipline broke down a little bit on Thursday and Friday, but not so much that I feel like I need to take a step back. I think we're doing pretty good. So my best trade was on PLSM, where I made 75 cents a share in one trade, and my worst trade was on IQST, where I lost 22 cents a share. So what this is showing is that my losers are not bigger than my winners. My winners are bigger than my losers, which is step one of profitability. With a profitability curve, like if you're 2 to 1, if your winners are 2 and your losers are 1, you need about 40% win rate, and that's about where I am sitting. Let's look at the lifetime win rate, 44%. It is what it is. This is from my very beginnings of trading, but this week I'm 67% win rate with 14 wins and 7 losses. And then the lifetime win rate is 59 wins and 75 losses. So this is to be expected. I'm a beginner. I'm still learning the ropes and perfecting my strategy. I think at that time I hadn't even chosen a strategy. I was just shooting at the hip, firing in anything that moved. But recently I've been looking for A+ setups. And what is an A+ setup? Well, we're talking breaking news, above VWAP, and the front side of the move. These are the A+ setups. Now we're looking at wins versus losses by time of day. I think this is on lifetime, so it doesn't look good. We're not looking good. Looks like my best performing time is 8 a.m. This is in Eastern, so my time would be 9. So about a half an hour before the bell seems to be when I'm doing my best. And then we're looking at the calendar. As you can see, the very first day of the PDT, I went off the rails, lost $174. So most of my losses, most of that $200 loss is from the first 2 days of trading before I, cut down my share size. So June 4th hits, I was buying in with about, I would say $500 positions, maybe 1,000, and this was above my max loss. My max loss is about 1% of my account on the day, and that's about $40. So I just blew through that. Day 2, reined it in, still lost $99, blew through my max loss, and this is kind of where I sat down and I took a look in the mirror, and I'm like, if I'm going to be successful, I need to preserve my capital, and that's where the share sizes came down. and then we really got things under control. From the 4th to the 8th, we really got things under control, where I was able to minimize my losses and really make this journey sustainable. The 9th, we're green. The 10th, we're green. 11th, we had a setback, but we were still green. On the 12th, looks like I had a really good day at $38.55. The beginning of the next week rolls around. Green again, and then we had 2 pretty disappointing days in a row. 2 disappointing days in a row. It's okay. The 19th was Juneteenth. The market was closed. And then Monday, I went down to 1 share. I think the previous 2 weeks I was at 10 shares. I went down to 1 share because the proper risk management and getting out of a drawdown is share reduction. So the 18th hit, took the weekend to really think about what I was doing again. You know, reflection is an important part of the growing process. I haven't shared this yet, but I actually have a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. It took me over 10 years of hard work and dedication. And I know from that experience, to get from point A to point B, there's a lot of losses. I must have tapped 1,000 times to get from white belt to black belt. But every time I took a loss in Jiu-Jitsu, I use that as a learning experience. And we're going to take that mindset and we're going to apply it here to trading. So, best week ever as far as P&L. We got all green days, 1 full week of green days, and I started my video series here the 23rd of June, and we're getting better and better. Although the 25th and the 26th, I had a little crack in discipline. I was down on the day and I upped my share size to make the money back. I understand that that is not great. It's a bad habit, but there is a sense of when you know you got an A+ setup, you got to step up to the plate. You got to swing heavy when you know you got a good setup, and that's what happened. So that's the week and the month of June. The month of June is going to be wrapping up here on Monday and Tuesday. Let's try to keep these days green, and if we have red days, let's keep the red days small. We are going to go through 1 trade so far, and what was my best trade of the week? My best trade of the week was on PLSM. I got this set up. So what happened here? Here we go. So news hits. PLSM wakes up and wasted no time. Buyers stormed in at the opening, igniting a breakout that caught shorts completely off guard. This thing went sky high. People start taking profits, forming a resistance level, but every pullback gets bought up almost immediately. We get a candle over candle high. I punch it for the next leg up, and this thing, it just rallies. Buyers are in complete control. Micro pullback. It shoots up further. Things starts trading sideways as the market digests the gains. We hit the 9 EMA, it shoots up higher, and then we get a little bit of a shakeout dip. The buyers, they're saying, we are having none of this today. It hits a 21 EMA. Momentum builds into another level of consolidation. We get about 20 seconds here of consolidation as it slices through support. I punch it at 1146. Hits the 9 EMA. I see buyers are strong as it starts to break down violently. But it launches into new highs. And as that stock is shooting up, I sell at 1278. I step away from the plate and I say that's a good day. And unlike all parabolic moves, eventually they run their course. And when this thing fell, it just collapsed. The stock cratered. It almost makes a almost makes a round trip. Not quite, but it definitely loses 50% of its value and kind of trades there the rest of the morning. So I'm happy to share some of my successes, and I would like to be honest about my failures. It is all part of the growing process. Again, we're going to take every loss, and we're going to learn from that loss, and it is going to make us stronger. Thank you for joining me this weekend and this week. I hope this has been an entertaining video. This is Brian, signing off.